Yeah, it's just been amazing. The kids have really bought into what we're doing, and it's just, it's almost like you pinch yourself to feel like, that you're actually going to the regional finals. Something I've dreamt about as a coach, and, I've been to 2 district title games before and lost, so I kind of know that side of it too. So it's just been a kind of a magical ride, and probably they've surpassed my expectations a little bit this year.
What about your battle this year with Concord? I mean, the first time you take them on, I think they win by 15, 17 points. You play them again a month later, and you beat them by 15 points. That shows a lot of improvement by your squad. What was the difference in that second matchup with a powerhouse like Concord?
Well, I think you're right. I think our guys kept improving every day in practice, number one. Number two, we weren't real healthy at the time we played Concord the first time. Not to take anything away from Concord because they're a good team, but we had several injuries still from football season from guys out. Ryan Gibson is one of our best players. He was out during that first game. We had a couple guys out with the flu. Will Dunn was out the day before from school. Nathan Carney was out the day before from school. 2 of our starters and leading scorers, and I didn't start either one of those guys, and Ryan couldn't play, and I thought our guys did all right. We actually had 7 guys for the varsity team that night. So I brought up a JV player for one game just to fill in people. But not, like I said, not to take anything away from Concord, but we didn't feel like we had a full team that night.
So your kids got fired up the second matchup with Concord. They won the league last year. They tied for you the second time around, and that had to be pretty good for your kids to get the taste of win over a team like that in a game that basically was going to determine the league championship, right?
Yes, absolutely. We knew we had to take care of business with them because we weren't positive anybody else would beat them, and that came to be true. They were close. I know Union City almost had them on the ropes and lost at the end. But, we didn't want to have to count on somebody else. We knew we had to win that game if we wanted to have a chance at the championship. And, our kids, we kind of came up with a game plan I thought that would work, and our kids executed it very, very well. We actually got up on them 28-3 to start the game, so that was just a phenomenal way to start the game in the first half.
Scott Rodesiler is the head basketball coach at Quincy, certainly the hottest team for the boys, at least around the county tonight, and they've got a matchup tomorrow with Kalamazoo Christian we'll talk about in a minute. Let's talk about the Cassopolis game. Obviously, you had an hour-and-a-half trip to get up to. Where did you guys play, Bangor or something?
Yeah, we were in Bangor. It was probably, with the weather yesterday, it took us about an hour and 45 minutes. We left. We had a bus time for 2 o'clock, but we switched it to 1:45 to give us a few more minutes because of the weather. We actually got up there in plenty of time. We were able to kind of get used to our surroundings and kind of ease into things and got to shoot around a little bit and kind of take our time, which was nice. And then, the Cassopolis game last night was pretty intense. I think there was, I've read 2 different things, 9 or 11 lead changes in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just looking at Facebook. Uncle Tom Dunn, who is William Dunn's uncle and, of course, the girls' basketball coach at Jonesville, put out there that it's the best game he's seen at any level all year, and it had to be that intense for the fans and probably for the coach too, right?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I was excited. I was fired up. I wasn't super nervous or anything. It was more of just into the game, and it was just a back-and-forth battle. Cassopolis was super athletic, super fast. There was a time I looked at our guys and said, are they just that fast that we can't get back on defense? Because they were just fast-breaking like crazy, and that doesn't usually happen to us. Where we don't give up usually easy buckets like that a lot. And they said, well, yeah, they're really fast, and they're kind of leaking out as soon as the shot's taken. So we had to kind of make some adjustments with that. But, man, they were super athletic, super fast.
Scott Rodesiler with us tonight talking about his Quincy Orioles. They're in the regional championship game tomorrow night. Back in Bangor again, Coach?
Yes, yep. We're back in Bangor against Kalamazoo Christian, and that'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Well, I want to preview that game in a second, but a couple of other things about your squad to get to this point. I mentioned William Dunn, obviously one of the key guys of your team, just a freshman. Talk a little bit about his ability to step in this year as a young player and make a difference.
Well, I first and foremost, I'd like to say just how coachable William Dunn has been this year. he's got a lot of talent, and sometimes with talent comes attitude problems with some players and things like that. But man, he has been so coachable all the way back to the summer, and when I was kind of looking at him, trying to decide whether to bring him up or keep him on JV. And he's been so coachable, and man, he's a special talent. He's got great footwork. He's got a really smooth jump shot, which I think is only going to get better as he gets a little bit older. He's starting to come into it right now with his jump shot. He hit a three-pointer last night in the game, which was big. Got fouled on another three-point shot. I think he's going to be somebody that can not only play inside but outside. He's got really a lot better at rebounding as the season has gone on. He's ended up with quite a few double-doubles this year. I think at least 5 or more this year. He's just been fit right into the team. The guys on the team love him and accepted him, and he's fit right in well. Been very mature for a 14-year-old, and man, he's something special.
There's no way that kid's 14.
Yeah, he is.
I just saw a picture of him. How tall is he, Coach?
I think he's 6'7". I'm 6'6", and I think I'm looking up to him a little bit. But man, I always dreamt to have a player taller than me to coach, and I think it's come true.
Does a kid like that, a 14-year-old kid in a regional game, his very first year, his first tournament run, does he have the green light to step out and take a three? Does he have that kind of freedom, or is it a situation where you're going to kind of pick the spots for him to step outside and shoot like that?
Well, I've kind of given him the green light because I've seen his shot, and he's got a nice stroke to it, and he doesn't abuse it. He doesn't shoot them all the time. He does it when I think he's really open,
Sure.
And I trust him with that. He's got a nice shot, like I said, and I want him to be the type of player that can step outside, not just for me, but hopefully in the college years that he gets to play college basketball. I want him to be somebody that can step out and hit those shots. So I want to give him confidence that I believe in him to do that, and he does have a nice shot, so I'm not really that worried about it. And he makes good decisions with the ball. It's not something where he's doing it all the time. He plays a lot inside. He also shoots the short jump shots,
sure.
and does a nice job. He doesn't overstep it, and do it too often. But he does it often enough to keep the defense honest, I think, which is important too.
You make a great point about the other guys on the team accepting a freshman in. Obviously, if he's on the floor, that probably means one of the older players isn't. And that can be tough for a junior or a senior to kind of deal with that. But the kids on the squad have taken William in, and they're happy to have him up, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of that started at team camp. We went up to Hope College last summer, and I specifically put him with Nathan Carney, our 3-year varsity player, senior captain, MVP of the league, the Big 8, and I put him with William at team camp, specifically to make sure that those two could bond. And
sure.
I figured if Nate took him in, everybody else would follow, because everybody kind of follows Nate Carney, and it seemed to work well. They seem to be good friends now, and all the kids really had a great time at team camp, got to know William a little bit better. And we have 2 other underclassmen up too all season, which was Caleb McCavitt and Jordan Nelson are both sophomores. So kind of had 3 guys that we had to kind of intermix with the older guys, and all those guys have been great, and the kids have been really good to them, and and that's the other thing. This team's been a great team, kind of that team concept. They've really done a great job with.
20-4, 10 straight wins, co-league champions, and now a district title and a shot at a regional championship tomorrow night. Scott Rodesiler and the Quincy Orioles. An incredible season. And you talked about Nathan Carney. What about Nathan's season that he's had, and maybe a couple of the other guys who have been key contributors for your squad this year?
Well, Nathan has been, like I said, a 3-year player for me. He was all conference last year. He was on my 2 years ago. We had a 21-2 team, Big 8 conference champs. He was on that team as a sophomore, so he kind of knows how to win. He's won now, I think, 53 games with me now.
Wow. On
3 seasons. He's a special guy, and I think it's because he's competitive, and then secondly he is unselfish to a fault. He's set our single-season assist record, our single-game record for assists, and our career record for assists. And we've had some good guards go through here, so for him to beat that has been pretty good. And but now this year he's stepped up his scoring a little bit. He's averaging, from the regular season, averaged 15.6 points a game. and just does an outstanding job of facilitating for everyone. He's kind of a coach on the floor, like you'd want your point guard to be, and he'll do what needs to be done. It doesn't matter if he scores or whether he's assisting. He's going to do what's best for the team, and I think that's the big thing about him.
Well, it's an exciting run. Now, is this your deepest run into the playoffs as a coach?
Yes, it is. We made the district final. This is my 5th year as head coach at Quincy, and we've made the district finals 3 times now. 2 other times we lost. My first year we made it. We lost to Schoolcraft, and they made it, I think, to the quarterfinals. And then we lost to Hillsdale a couple of years ago. And they had a really good squad, and Coach Felix's team, I think, went to the quarterfinals that year as well. So I mean, we've been there, but we've also run into some outstanding teams, and they were obviously the favored teams. Even when we were 20, I think we were 19-1 going into the district, and we were not favored to win it because of Hillsdale was undefeated. So, and then Schoolcraft the same way. They just, they had outstanding team as well. So yeah, it's the farthest we've been. As farthest Quincy's been is to this point. Nobody's ever won a regional title at Quincy, so that'd be amazing to bring that home.
What about the Big 8? I mean, what kind of preparation do you get for a state playoff tournament by battling every night in the Big 8 conference?
Oh, we're battle tested. I mean, like you said, Concord was super fast, super athletic this year, good shooters. So they kind of prepare you for that, kind of like a Cassopolis last night with the speed. Kind of that. I think that got us ready a little bit because we had to do some similar things against them. And then Union City battled us tough every single time this year, even though their record may not have reflected it. They could have easily been, had another 6 or 7 wins this year. Jonesville was very good this year under Kirk Wright. He did a great job with those guys and made it tough on us every time. Homer was pretty good this year, 2 all-conference players on their team. Nothing comes easy in the Big 8. I mean, you have to earn everything you get. It's just, I think it definitely has gotten us ready. I don't think we're going to run anything that we haven't seen yet at this point. So
you had a chance today to sit down and really study Kalamazoo Christian, obviously some film work and scouting reports and all the rest of it. What can you tell our listeners about Kalamazoo Christian and the matchup tomorrow night?
Well, first of all, I think they seem like they have a lot of good shooters. I'd say they have 3 or 4 really good shooters. You can't really leave them open; they'll knock down the 3 on you. Their point guard, Alex Visser, is a really good point guard. He's quick, he can shoot, seems to be intelligent on the floor, makes the right decisions. Number 23, Jordan Katji, he's a 6'4" kid. Seems to run the floor really well. He's a good rebounder. Seems to shoot all right too. And they seem to have 9 or 10 guys that they play, and you don't see a big drop off. So I think they're fairly deep. We're gonna have our work cut out for us because I think they're all pumped up from beating Schoolcraft. That's a big rivalry for them, and I think they throw a lot of different things at you. They press a little bit. They run some man-to-man. They run kind of a 3-2 zone, and so they run a lot of different things, but nothing really that we haven't seen some point this year. But they're a good team. They seem to play as a team. They move the ball quickly on offense. They seem to play really hard. They kind of one of my coaches today said they remind him of us, because that's kind of how we play is, maybe hustling all over the court, diving on the floor for a loose ball, that kind of thing, and they seem to do the same thing.
2 more things for Coach Rodesiler, and we'll let him get back to work as he gets ready for a regional title game with Kalamazoo Christian tomorrow night. The Quincy Orioles in the playoffs, making a run. You had practice a little bit ago. How are the guys? Are they nervous? Are they fired up? I mean, what's kind of the scene there with your kids? This is obviously new for them.
Well, I think they seem pretty relaxed. I mean, even last night, they joke around enough to keep it light, but not so goofy that you're kind of getting upset with them as a coach of not being focused. It's just kind of the right amount, and I think a lot of that comes from, the leadership that we have with Nathan Carney and, Kyle Locke's our other senior on the team, and then we've got Bryce Rule, who's a captain on the team, a junior. Ryan Gibson's a captain, a junior. We have a bunch of other guys like Braden Allman and Luke Hallenbaugh, Austin Rathbun, Drew Deaton, all these guys that, they've been here. I had several of those guys on varsity last year. So Drew Deaton, Bryce Rule, Ryan Gibson all played for me as sophomores last year. So they've been through some of the wars and some of the things that, big games, and so I think that helps too. But it seems like we're pretty grounded, and nothing seems too big for these guys. I mean, I don't know. They're fun. They're a fun group to be around. I'm telling you, they kind of keep you laughing, but not. They don't take it too far. They know just the right amount.
Any superstitions tomorrow? Do you have the same tie that you'll wear, or the coat, or the shirt, or anything like that, or do you just do it straight?
Actually, I do wear since the district game. I've been wearing the same district tournament. First game, I wore my black and gray Quincy pullover, and I've been wearing it for the whole playoffs. So I'm going to wear that again tomorrow. I mean, why throw off a good thing when it's working? I mean, that's got to be the reason, right? I mean,
if you show up without that shirt on, somebody's going to find it and put it on you. I bet you.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny because then my coaches, they'll be like, well, I ate this, so I got to eat that again on game day. And then one of the coaches was like, well, I've driven every time because he works out of town sometimes, but he goes, I'm driving anyways, even if I don't have to.
Sure.
I'm going to drive. So we all kind of have our little superstitions. I don't get too carried away with it, but I am not going to change the pullover.
No, you'd be crazy too. What about Pittsford? I know you don't have a chance to watch a ton of teams besides yours, and I know you're focused on the boys basketball league and the Big 8, but we're sitting over here in Hillsdale County, and Chris Otis has got a team that's just mowing people down. 2 straight state championship appearances. They win the state title last year. They're tons of momentum. We've got their game a little bit later on tonight. How much have you seen Pittsford play? Have you watched them in person? And just what do you think about the run for 3 years that they've been on?
Well, I know Chris a little bit just from, summer baseball or different things over the years, but he's doing a fantastic job with those girls over there. He's got a program. He doesn't have just a one-hit wonder. It's a program over there, and I think it's amazing what they're doing. I watched the state title game last year on TV, and I was very, very impressed with his team. And not just, J.C. Berger's outstanding, Maddie Clark's outstanding, but, man, their role players are pretty darn good too.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't leave any of those girls open either. Mm-hmm. I was impressed with their defense. I'm a big defensive guy. I was really impressed with their defense, their pressure. I listen to your show sometimes, listen to Chris on there. I enjoy that. Listen to some of the girls talk on there. So I'm definitely a big fan of theirs, and happy for them. And I hope they win the state title again this year. And I think it just shows you that, there's good basketball in this area, good athletes in this area, not just basketball, but, all around different sports and everything. And we just don't get a lot of press. I'm still trying to figure out how JC or Maddie wasn't named Player of the Year last year.
Yeah, right.
Because watching that state title game, I was like, if there's anybody better than them in Class D, I haven't seen them.
Well, you felt bad for the kid who did win Player of the Year because she was facing Maddie, and Maddie just dominated her.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I guess that was my point, because, I'm watching it going, oh, she's the Player of the Year, and Maddie's taking it to her.
Yeah.
She just thoroughly dominated, like you said, and I had never really seen them play before. You read the articles and you hear about them, and I know Mike Berger. He's a good friend of mine, actually. Mike actually helped me out quite a bit when I got this job of just a few little things to get started, and he's been a big help that way. But I'm real happy for those guys and the girls, and I hope they, like I said, I hope they take it all again, and and maybe we can get both of us going a long ways in the tournament.
That would be incredible. Now, will you sleep tonight?
I hope so, because I didn't sleep much last night. I slept well. I slept well the night before last on Sunday, and I think that helped me a lot yesterday. And I think I'm hoping I know I'll be really tired, because I think I watched film from about 10:30 to about 4 in the morning last night.
Wow.
And then I think I got up about 7:15. So I got about 3 hours of sleep, and so I'm kind of going on fumes right now. But I'm so pumped up with excitement that I'm not really that tired, but I'm sure I'll hit the wall here this evening.
Well, I know you're busy, and I can't thank you enough for taking a minute. I know there's a lot of interest in Hillsdale County for Quincy basketball, and we're excited for what you guys are doing. Keep it going, okay, Coach?
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you having me on.